Are you looking for a guide that's 5 minutes or less? Well, you come to the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic X-Men, you guessed it, Storm. Get ready to wield the power of the weather and dominate the battlefield in Marvel Rivals. She recently got a buff, so she's super OP. Today, I'm going to break down her abilities, her playstyle, and some tips for success. So, let's jump in. Unlike other characters, Storm doesn't have a passive. Instead, we have weather control, which allows you to switch between a movement boost or a damage boost. Keep in mind, the higher you are in the air, the smaller your radius is for your allies and enemies. I like to fight anywhere between the mid to low range, especially during team fights. I also usually stay in damage boost, as I think it's more useful. Now for her primary attack, Windblade, which will be your bread and butter when mowing down enemies. You want to stay between 5 and 20 meters for max damage. Once you get outside of that range, there's a damage drop off. For her secondary attack, Bolt Rush. This attack has a max range of 45 meters with no damage drop off. That's insane, but it comes with a long cooldown in 8 seconds, so I'd use it sparingly. For our first ability, we have Goddess Boost. This allows you to channel the power of the weather for maximum output. If you're in Tornado mode, this will allow you to slow your enemies down. But if you're in Thunder mode, you'll cast an AoE effect causing lightning to strike down from the sky and hit all your enemies, as long as you're inside that radius. Also, the more enemies you hit, the faster your ult builds up. So this is super broken, use it to your advantage. It's also one of my favorite, and it looks pretty sick. And now for our ultimate ability, Omega Hurricane. You literally turn into a huge hurricane, dealing damage to anything in your path. You have around 6 seconds to cast this ability, so make sure you're using it wisely, and you're also granted around 450 extra shields to help you escape when the ult is over. This ability is absolutely broken. Also, for the rare chance that you have a Thor on your team, you will now have access to a team ability called Charge Gale. This move is basically the same as Bolt Rush, except for when you hit an enemy, the lightning will bounce off and hit other enemies nearby. It has a long 15-second cooldown, so use it wisely. Now for some gameplay along with some tips and tricks. Tip number 1, when using Goddess Boost, keep in mind of how high in the air you are, as the higher you are, the smaller your radius, causing the lightning or slow abilities to not hit your targets. Tip number 2, I like to use my ultimate ability to target the squishies or to focus the healers. Remember, when you cast this ability, you are not able to be targeted for at least 6 seconds. You can also use this ultimate to run if you're in a bad position. Tip number 3, make sure you're playing around buildings or objects. You can use this for cover when fighting enemies. This also helps your healers as you're taking the attention away from them. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my 5 minutes or less guide on Storm. If you want to see me make a guide on your favorite character, let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.